All right, everybody, we're back. Those of you who watch my Shadowgate run, again, thank you. But now we're doing some Chameleon Twist. We're going to specifically be doing Chameleon Twist 100% US. Now, what that means is we're going to be doing everything in the game. And, yeah, we're doing the US version, and there are differences. We'll go over that a little bit later. There are 4 different characters. There's no actual gameplay difference. We're gonna play as Jack. Actually, no, we're gonna play as Linda. Yeah. All right, let's get started in 3, 2, 1, go. So, Chameleon Twist is a 3D platformer on the 64. Obviously, it's got a bit of a gimmick that you'll see very shortly. But starting off, let's talk about 100% requirements. The first and biggest, most notable one, and well, pretty much the only one in the US version, is I'm walking around and I'm collecting these crowns. There's a different amount in each level, usually a little over 20, sometimes up to like 25 or so. And just now there, you saw me do what we call a spin, which is sort of the gimmick mechanic in this game, where you can grab poles with your tongue and spin around. And it's going to be quicker than walking in most cases, so you'll be seeing that quite a bit. The first level here, this is Jungle Land. There are 25 crowns. We're going to be getting all 25, obviously, because, 100%. The first part of Jungle Land is kind of unique compared to most of the game in that you're sort of just outside walking, from point to point. Most of the game is separated into sort of like rooms. But, yeah. One thing that I do like about 100% is there's a glitch we do that actually skips most of the second half of this level in any percent. And at 100%, we can't do that because we have to collect, oh goodness, we have to collect all the objects. So yeah, this is the cave section of Jungle Land. Very chill, honestly. Coming into here, we're gonna grab a couple spitters. Grab the 4 crowns for that. And working our way on through. And we're gonna go whoop like so. Spin around here. Ooh, just about went off the edge. Uh-oh. That's a first. Never done that before. No big deal. Gonna shoot those 2 golems, grab the 2 crowns in here, and continue. And we're already almost done with the first level. This game is quite short. Every category of it is quite short. So if you're looking for a short speedrun to learn, this is a pretty good one. Got a really high skill ceiling, but even at low levels of play, you're looking at a run that's much less than 15 minutes for any percent, and much less than 40 for 100%. Pretty difficult spin there. It's not that hard, but it's trickier than it looks. Very, very nice to get it first try in a marathon run, for sure. And here's the final crown of Jungle Land, 25 of 25. And now we're going to fight the boss. This is Lizard Kong. The object here is to push him off the edge. We have to shoot butterflies into him. Very easy boss. Of course, it is just the first boss. We already win. 2 attacks, and done. Those of you who have followed my speedrunning career for the last 12 years or so probably know me for this game more specifically than most others. Anyway, second level we're going to come into is Antland. Antland is, in my opinion, the worst level in the game. And a lot of other people's opinion as well, I would assume. Coming into this room here, we got to shoot these green ants to open the door, but we got to make a little detour here to grab this circle of crowns. Fun fact: in the Japanese version of the game, that room has a whole series of platforming you can do. Coming into this room, we're actually going to be foregoing a skip. You can actually clip through that door without having to knock those guys over there and shoot them. But I'm going to choose to do it the easier way. Oh, goodness. It's a pretty uncommon error. And we've done it twice. That's always fun. There we go. Okay. Coming into this room, this is one of the first instances of RNG in the run. This room is going to spin a random amount of time, up to 3 different times. Let's see what kind of RNG we get. Pretty bad. Not like a total trash fire, but definitely not good. And then we just continue onward. This room here in the Japanese version also has something we need to collect. But in the US version, there's nothing. The US version, as far as 100% goes, is definitely the more popular category. Partially because of some exclusive glitches, but also... what was that? Bottom left? Yeah. But also just because it's shorter. There's a few less things to deal with. Let's coming into this room here. There's some pretty cool movement. Let's see if we can nail it. Oh, yeah, that was quite pretty. And then we can do a little damage boost here. Boop. Oh, wow. I got pushed by the thing. That was interesting. Okay, we're going to spin to this door, and then we are going to clip this door. Hopefully. There we go. Second try. Not bad. Those clips are frame perfect as well, by the way, so not the easiest thing. Spin up here. Grab those. And come on down. And we are going to do another door clip here. Hopefully we get it first try. Nope. Second try? Yep. Cool. And one more RNG room. Let's see what kind of RNG we get here. Okay, 2 spins. A little bit better than the first room. Still not great. Definitely marathon RNG. Slightly worse than average. I'm going to play this safe. Okay, grab that crown, and then we're going to actually clear the path a little bit here. Come over here into this corner and grab this crown. Then this next room is a room we like to call Bullet Hell Room. You'll understand why once we get moving in it. All these ants are going to come rushing out, and they specifically target you. You can get through this room without taking damage if you get lucky, but it's pretty rare. Usually you'll take damage at least once or twice like that. And there's 25, and that is 100% completion of Antland. And if those of you who are paying attention and astute noticed, I made a hard save at one point during the level. That's going to be very important later for a version-exclusive glitch. Anyway, here is the boss of Antland. This is Quintella. The object of Quintella is to knock her over with those poles. Uh-oh. And after each time you knock her over, she's going to spin around, try to hit you. And each time, she'll increase the amount of times that she spins by 1. You can technically spin under her during, while she's spinning, and kind of cancel them. But it's pretty risky to do, because you can accidentally eat the ants, and lose the ability to hit her. Because, you know, you lose ammunition, which sucks. We are going to actually have to make her spawn more ants, though, because I accidentally ate 2 that time. Pretty easy mistake to make. This is definitely the worst boss in the game, and the longest boss in the game by a very, very huge amount. Cool. And since there are no ants on the field here, I figure we might as well try to get some spin cancels. No such luck. That's okay. They're pretty tricky. You have to spin under her at just the right time. Okay, we're going to let her walk towards us in roughly this direction. She'll smash her butt on the ground, drop some more ammunition for us, and bam, that's Antland. So we are already 2 out of 6 levels in the game. Next, we are going to let's do Kids Land. Let's do the hardest stage in the game next. So this is Kids Land. Kids Land, as soon as you enter the level, you're on a global cycle for some moving platforms. We'll see what kind of cycle we get. This level is extremely volatile. It is the hardest level, both casually, professionally, at all levels of play. This is the hardest stage in the game. And in every category as well, I would argue. Some very jank, early, 3D era camera going on, too. This level's not quite as bad in 100% as it is in any percent, but it's still pretty awful. There are also only 23 crowns in this level. Cool little trick there where we damage boost to get back up. Nice little trick in this room here as well, where we go whee like that. It's unfortunate. There we go. Cool little skip here. Normally, this is kind of like a pick a ride sort of puzzle. You can just jump and skip over the whole thing. And then coming into this next room, I'm going to shoot immediately and shoot two things. That is what we call a shot buffer. I literally just held a direction and the B button when walking into the room. See what kind of RNG we get. Of course. Good old marathon RNG. You gotta love it. And there are 2 more crowns for us to get in this room, or just 2 rather. Cool. Nice. Looks like we're actually going to make the cycle here. Oh, goodness. Why did I do it that way? I think we're still good. Oh, yeah, we're fine. Most excellent. Coming up here is a pretty difficult vault. We're going to grab this crown, and then we're going to shoot and jump as we're coming off the edge here. Ah, a little late. A little early. Nailed it. Cool. 3rd try. Not good, honestly, but at least we made it up and didn't have to, go get more ammunition. Gonna spin around that wall, come over here, grab this one. And then we're gonna do something that is very difficult. This is what we call a Kids Land door clip. Well, we're not doing the clip yet, but we're gonna be in just a moment. Where instead of solving the puzzle in this room where we have to spin to those different platforms, we're just going to clip through this door. It is not easy. It's frame perfect. But guess what? We nailed it. You love to see it. Then we're going to go wee, doop, spin around there, grab that crown. We actually got here so early because of that door clip. Well, we're not that early because of the mistakes earlier, actually. Never mind. We were just a little off cycle. Ideally, we would be able to move immediately. Okay, I missed one of the pogos. He comes right over here, though, so we can go boop. There we go. Good little backup strat there. And then in this room here, we're going to make use of death warping. And we're going to go boink. We're pretty much at the end of Kids Land. Honestly, it's went all right. Could have went better, but it's went okay. Cool, grab that crown. And here is the final room of Kids Land. This is definitely the hardest room in the game. I've seen casual players get stuck in this room for upwards of 45 minutes before. It's pretty awful. We have made what looks to be popcorn cycle. Yes, we have named the various platform cycles. This is a very early popcorn cycle, which is pretty much the average top level 100% cycle. Alright, then we'll go through the door, see if we get the pause. We did! Let's go. So that pause is frame perfect. And what we're doing is we're setting up something called training room glitch. This allows us to move... Why did I loaded the wrong file? That's cringe. No big deal. So what it's going to allow us to do is move during the boss cutscene and kill this boss early. Normally you have to wait for this boss to move around and like do it's basically an auto scroller. Nice, I got it anyway. Yeah, and that allows us to essentially just do a quick kill and just immediately end the fight with the what we call Cake Boss. Next, we're going to be going to Bomb Land, which is my personal favorite level in the game, for sure. Bomb Land is also the first instance of us going to be seeing something called Storage, which is a US version exclusive glitch. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a hard save here. We're going to exit. And then we're going to load that file we made earlier. We're going to grab a whole bunch of junk. Then we're going to reload the file. And what this does is we actually are going to have a variety of actors queued up and stored in our mouth. Like, oh, that's supposed to say 8. That is concerning. So I messed up the storage slightly, and I don't know how. I'm hoping... We'll find out. We're going to be adapting on the fly here. Oh, perfect. It was that one. Great. So we at least did get the longer crown that it takes. So what happened there is we stored some items, and basically it allowed us to grab crowns without having to solve puzzles in the room, because it literally teleported the actors to us. We're going to be doing that 3 other times in the run, including right now. Like so. Grab a whole bunch of stuff, and reload. We're going to come over here, grab this guy, like so, and grab that. Then we're going to come across this bridge. And we're going to grab the 2 crowns in here. And as soon as we come into this room, I'm going to shoot towards this pillar, and you'll notice there'll be some crowns in the mix there. And, yeah. That allows us to not have to break all of the little individual blocks on these pillars. Which is, you know, a good thing. Cool. This should say 16. Yeah, excellent. Just keeping up with my count. Coming into this room here. This room is much easier. Oh, goodness. Ah, what was that? What was that? That was weird. No big deal. Cool. Now we're going to do another frame perfect door clip. There we go. Second try. So far, we're second try for all of them, which isn't great. Oh no, we got the hardest one first try, because of course we did. And here's the final crown of Bomb Land before the boss. 21 only. And a frame perfect door clip to cap it all off. It's worth noting that the first initial back vault that I'm doing there is to set up the proper position. Anyway, here's Bomb Snake. Bomb Snake is quite different in the US version compared to the Japanese version. He's a bit easier in this version, but he's also slower as a result of that. But still not a long boss. He's already dead. So only 2 levels left in this run. Next up is Desert Castle, which is definitely a community favorite, and definitely a fan favorite as well. And one of the more unique levels in the game. To boot. Hold on. I use a music cue there. Sorry, I needed to shut up for a second. This level, instead of going room to room, is sort of just one big, long, linear, open area. And the movement here is pretty cool as well. Only 24 crowns here. Most of them are isolated into the back half of the level as well. And this level also has some global cycle stuff. This is the first big one here. You can actually make the cycle ahead of this by doing a very tricky vault that's extremely not marathon safe, and nobody really goes for it. So, you know, I'm not going to. Cool little thing here. You can skip having to ride those things. There's kind of like a weird seam on the wall that you can walk on. I'm not even sure if it saves time, but it looks so cool, I don't really care. And then this one here definitely saves time. You can get on that seam. Now let's see if I can do this movement good. When this section goes whoa, it looks so pretty. Oh, I missed it anyway. Just because I didn't spin into the crown. Still, that was a solid attempt of that. That's okay. So we'll wait for this platform. Do a back vault to grab that. That little back vault there is much harder than it looks, timing-wise. If you do it at just the wrong time, you'll kind of like clink into it and just fall down. And then we're going to ride the sand slide. And there is a somewhat permanently missable crown on this slide. So if we screw up and miss it, then big oof. Run is invalid. We're not going to miss it, by the way. We're right in line for it. It is right here. You'll see it come on the screen right there. Boop. There we go. Lovely, lovely. And we're officially in the back half of the level. This is the longest level in the run as well, other than Antland. But to be fair, Antland's mostly long because the boss is so long. This level's long because the stage itself is just quite long. Ooh, can I make it? Oh, that was pretty. I love it when things time out right like that. You can actually walk along the edge of these spiky platforms and not have to stick out your tongue, but you've got to have a really good joystick. And mine is just jank enough to where, oh, that was interesting, to where not really going to happen for me. We're going to come up here. Bam. Okay, that was weird. No biggie. There we go. Uh-oh. Really good recovery there. Really good recovery, actually. Cool. Aww. Sometimes if you do that just right, you won't get hit a second time there. Okay, we're actually going to walk into that wall and fall off on purpose. It's one of the few times a death warp actually propels you forward in this game. Actually, it's the only time that I'm aware of. And then we got a little bit of an auto-scroller here. There is one little skip you can do at the end of this to save a few seconds. I'm not even sure how it works. It was found very recently. And I'm not sure how to do it. So we're not going to try, obviously. I am actually the current world record holder for this category as well, which I don't expect to be for much longer. With a 29:38. I believe it is. That sounds about right. So anyway, we're right at the end of the level. This is the last little section here before the boss. I like to call this the chomp section because you got these sort of dudes coming out of the sand that basically look like chain chomps. Gonna grab the crown there. And only one more crown left. And it is right over here in the air. Doop. And then the boss itself. Now, this boss is definitely a community favorite. Has a really cool quick kill. We'll see if I get it. It's not too hard, but you can definitely mess it up. So I'm going to be quiet because I got to focus on it. Cool, we got it. So basically, I immediately got all the ammunition I needed and was shooting him as he was coming out of the ground and skipping every attack cycle that he was doing. very satisfying strategy to pull off. Not very hard either, but also easy to mess up. So here we are at the final level, Ghost Castle. And we're going to be starting it off by doing some storage for probably the worst thing in the entire category, billiards. Now, this strategy is pretty cool. My dad actually found this strategy that we use for billiards, or that most people use for it. We'll see if I'm able to execute it. It is still very precise. Nailed it. Let's go. Yeah, so we call that tater shots. My dad's speedrun / Twitch name is Tater Beef Jerky. And he sat down one day and found all the angles for that. And it's really consistent if you get the right position, but the position is pretty precise. That's actually the first time I've hit it during a live event as well, so quite happy about that. Shout-outs to Dad. So anyway, the last level here is pretty straightforward after billiards. There is one more instance of storage, and there is some pretty interesting movement as well coming up. Whoa, just about went off the edge. You can barely hear the game. Okay. I've got it turned up quite high. So this room here, the library, we're going to do some vaults up. And then grab 2 crowns in here. And then we're going to come into this room. And here's going to be one of the last instances of us doing an intentional death warp. Whee! Just like so. And we're going to go back through the library so we can continue the stage. And we have one more instance of storage coming up as well. And the final instance of storage, I should say, as well. So we're going to pause, save our game. My dad's not really much of a speedrunner. He's done it a little bit with me. He was mostly a high score challenge runner back in the 80s on like 2600 games and arcade games and stuff. So in this room, the object here is to kill all these candles. And we do storage so that we can basically just have enough right out of the gate like that. Saves about 6 or 8 seconds to doing it the vanilla way. This room here is RNG. And we got Marathon RNG, of course. Good old Bubkus, my favorite. I'm not going for it. You can skip platforms, but this Marathon, nah, I think I'm good. I think we're gonna do the Scruff McGruff. Ooh. Also, welcome in, Lyra. We're rapidly approaching the end of this run. Very rapidly. So these last 2 rooms here, the candle rooms, in the Japanese version, these rooms are much harder. The flames spawn quicker and move a lot faster, which greatly increases the difficulty. In the US version, they're a lot slower and therefore safer. But in 100%, it's just so much faster because of storage being a US exclusive version glitch and you know, some other puzzles that are just completely bypassed. That it's just quicker to, you know, play the US version when you're doing 100% for sure. Good old marathon RNG, of course. Third mirror. Love to see it. Alright. This is a pretty cool room. The goal here is to kill all these little flame spitter dudes. We call them mummies in the community. Like so. And we're up to the final room of the game before the final boss already. See how we can do this room. This room's tricky. Oh, baby. First try. Let's go. We got Cuss Vault. First try in a marathon. Ooh. We love to see it. Very difficult trick. You got to land on that little pole with full momentum and vault off of it. Alright, so here's the final boss. Two-phase boss. It's called Pile of Books. Phase 1, we got to lick its balls on its arms. Looks like we're going to get 3/4 cycle. You can do this without having this arm coming back out another time. But, you know, we got 3/4, which isn't bad. And then phase 2 is RNG, actually. That's what we want to see. Now we want to see it do a curve shot. Okay. And that's Chameleon Twist 100% US. Really good game. Honestly. Really fun speed run. And the second game is also a pretty cool speed run. Very nice community as well. That's not me being biased, having ran this game for like 11 or 12 years now. But, you know, very awesome community. Lots of cool resources. Great people. Can't recommend it enough. Those of you who are just tuning in, though, I have one more quote-unquote run for you guys that is actually 6 games in a row back to back to back. Some of them are very short. That would be the end of my time here at Retrothon 2024, and this has been a great time getting to run so many different games for y'all, but I'm going to hand it over to the Marathon staff now and get set up for the next little block of games. Thanks for the GGs, and we'll be right back.